Greetings once again, people, and welcome to yet another episode of my voice Monstrosities and Devilish Designs. I'm your host, Stalker, and today we're checking out yet another Quake modification. Basically, we've seen to actually have hit a little bit of a series of them. So needless to say, this is a little area where we can actually check out, see some little weird things, and kind of go from there. Yeah, pretty good, because for the longest time, we haven't really been seeing many modifications, so it's good to mix it up and actually get some modifications instead of endless levels, especially since lately we were starting to get into a little bit of a rut with all the test levels, so this provides a little bit of variety and a little escape from all of that. Anyway, what are we doing this time? We're checking out a modification made on August 31st of 1996 by Darren McNeil, which actually happens to be a person we've seen before, though he made a level, ALSC Death Trap, which we saw a very long time ago. It's basically a little small, simple level, mostly intended for deathmatch, but it did have some enemies or whatnot that you could wander around in, and it had like some computer rooms and little hidden areas. It was a little interesting room, but yeah, this was made a little bit earlier than that, and it's made by the same guy. Anyway, this was his first venture into Quake C, and he thought he would do something entertaining. This patch will let you stuff a grenade inside a piece of meat and toss it, even through teleporters. Dogs just go crazy over that Winn-Dixie brand beef. Only dogs, will stop whatever they're doing and chase the piece of meat. When they start chewing on it, boom! Kibbles and bits and bits. I see. So it's basically just a little fun thing and whatnot to mess with and basically get kibbles and bits everywhere, basically by luring dogs away. Sadly, there's not many levels that you exactly see Rottweilers in, so that kind of limits the whole usage of this, doesn't it? Essentially, it's even harder to find levels where there's like Rottweilers without a million other things. Usually, yeah, when you have Rottweilers, you have a million other things alongside it. Let's do E1M2 just because I don't want to do E1M1 if I can avoid it. I do E1M1 so often that it kind of gets old. I want to do something a little bit different. Anyway, let's see here. We want to bind something to Impulse 20. This is basically an impulse-based modification. Very simple, as to be expected from an impulse modification. So, really all we have is that we're going to be pressing Impulse 20 and we'll throw basically a bone. Or really a piece of meat. But yeah, let's see here. He learned Quake C by looking through its code. Being a comp-sci student didn't help either, which they freely distributed. He thanks them enough for their effort in making the game the rules of Cosmos. He learned tips by examining patches made by other people, especially Wedge at Quake Command, also known as Steve Bond. Also, special thanks to his girlfriend Kim for putting up with his Quake madness. Anyway, let's actually get underway and see how this works. Here, doggy! That didn't really work, did it? I think that just worked. It's so hard to tell when there was so much craziness going on. That's kind of the problem with this old one. Let's try and do it again, and this time around try and see if we can isolate the doggy. Actually, yeah, wait a minute here. Did he just say something about the grenade launcher? Yeah, you stuff a grenade launcher with a piece of meat, and you can fire it. So you kind of need a grenade, don't you? So wait a minute. When do you ever have a grenade launcher and a Rottweiler in the same map? I'm trying to even think, is there any level in the vanilla Quake that works that way? Also, interesting enough, there's actually an error. This says there's supposed to be a sound called "Oh no." Wait a minute here. Do I have this sound file, or is this like missing? Because I didn't see anything called "Oh no." Yeah, no, there's no sound files at all in this modification, so rather interesting. There's a sound file that should exist called "Oh no," and it doesn't exist. Well, that's nothing new either. We've seen levels like that before. Gotta love it. As said, we're pretty much used to assets not existing or whatnot. I don't know what "Oh no" is supposed to be. I've never heard of "Oh no" before. But sadly, I guess we won't find out right now, will we? Let's just try and get this one underway. Let's see if we can lure a dog or something. Let's see here. There we are. Here, doggy. Did that even work? I see. You gotta lure it. It's so hard to lure a dog. Owie! That didn't really work too well. I mean, it worked almost, but then I kind of died due to a Rottweiler. That's the hard part, trying to keep the Rottweiler alive. Let's just use like a super nail gun, something to decimate quickly. There we are. Let's see if we can get like... Go get it, Ducky! And that's basically it right there. You lure the dog away, he explodes. Very simple mods. Very basic. But yeah, that is basically in a nutshell all this is. There's another Rottweiler somewhere. That didn't work too well. What are you infighting? But yeah, basically, as you see, it's really a modification. It's really for the fun of it. Just to do something a little bit different. As you see, it's so rare to even see. Just because these Rottweilers really tend to not be even lured by it. Because there's so few Rottweilers, and there's also so few areas whereby you can do it. Rottweilers are probably one of the more rare enemies in the original Quake. I mean, it might make sense in, like, Stripper if the original game was designed like that you could do something like this and have something luring Rottweilers. But in the original game, there's no such thing as a grenade launcher on a level with a Rottweiler. I'm trying to think if, like, E4M1, I think E4M1 might have a grenade launcher on it. That might be the one example whereby you actually get a grenade launcher that early. I definitely don't think it's the case for the other three, but I'm thinking in E4M1, I believe there's a grenade launcher. Yeah. So if that's the case, that would be the one real example in this entire thing whereby you could actually excuse it. And that, of course, is if there is a grenade launcher in that one. I'm not too sure off the top of my head. And no, there's actually no grenade launcher in that one either. My memory is failing me. Yeah, I was trying to think if that gun in the shadows was a grenade launcher or a nail gun. It must be a nail gun, that means. And if that's the case, that means, yeah, there's no grenade launchers at all in the base levels. And so that basically, in turn, means that there's no chance for you to really do this without just cheating and spamming it. But yeah, this really is a just for fun, spam grenades and have dogs explode type situation. A little bit different, a little bit experimental, but not really something that anyone's really going to care about more than just for the quick little amusement of it. And definitely not something we're really going to be bothering with in Stripper because, one, it makes things easier. Two, I'm not a big fan of impulse mods and having to press another key. Yeah, all of it really means it's really unnecessary and therefore not really a modification. But at least it does something a little different. And that is something I can always appreciate. Anyway, thank you all for watching. It's been an adventure, and I guess I'll be seeing you all, well, in some other sort of modification, because it seems, as I said, we're doing a marathon of these, so who knows what we'll be seeing next time.